All right, yes. Question is, how can I improve my decision making skills? All right, yeah, that is a really good question. All right, yeah. Decision making skills. All right, yeah. How do I supposed to improve decision making skills? Um, there is a one thing that I know regarding about decision making. So, okay, yeah. I am not gonna take any decision when I am too happy or when I am too sad. Okay, in both the situation, the whatever the decision that I took is wrong. Okay, definitely wrong. So I never really took any kind of like a some decision at this kind of like a some emotional stages. If you don't really understand, have you ever kind of like a somebody feel that people who are in like too much happy, they decide that ki like they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that, something. Okay, it's not really that hard to understand. There are so many people who are kind of like a taking decision at the happy stage or at the very sad stage. All right, yeah. So if I don't really do that kind of like a some decision making on that particular emotional stuff, then probably I'm gonna improve my decision making process, right? Yeah, somewhat, but this is kind of like a something just a beginning steps of decision making process. What is exactly the decision making process? Okay, yeah, and how do I supposed to how do I supposed to do that? Like, if I wanted to take any kind of like a some decision, what kind of like a stuff do I need? Okay, yeah. Uh, like first of all, have we take any kind of like some decision? Yeah, like do we take any kind of a decision? Well, yes, we do. Yeah, in average, a human take almost like I don't know, I just like a listen at somewhat YouTube videos, or maybe like a they say we actually took decision 60,000 decision per day, 60,000 decision per day regarding about everything. Okay, this 60,000 decision, which is kind of like a something a lot. Okay, 60,000 decision is a really lot, but we don't really kind of like a thought that we took 60,000 decision. Is it? Well, yeah, but somehow that we are not really knew it. Okay, yeah, 6,000 decision is that we don't really knew it. What are those 6,000 decisions? Like I didn't really knew it. Well, probably is this thing that ki, what should you supposed to eat? What should you supposed to make? How do you? Where do you supposed to go? Which place? Which this? Which that? I don't know. It's a lot of thing. Okay, I don't want to go into the detail and things like that. Yeah. So yeah. So so 60,000 decision a lot. Okay, whatever. But there are one of the most crucial decision that we took it. Okay, yeah, and those decisions are really impact on our life. All right, yeah. What exactly is this thing? What is exactly that? Okay, I'm gonna tell you my kind of like a something really process, like what exactly happened. Okay, yeah. So so basically in 2016, I kind of like I took the decision. What is that decision? Okay, yeah. So I wanted to be a filmmaker. Yeah, like since the teenage, since the since the age of 18, 19, I was wanted to be a filmmaker. I was like a really like a passionate about the filmmaking things. Okay, and I decided that I wanted to be a filmmaker. All right, yeah. There are so many problems. Okay, to be of kind of like a some filmmaker. So problem is that key money. Okay, one of the biggest thing is that how do I supposed to have money and things like that. Okay, yeah. And as also I don't want to take money from my parents. All right. So like basically at that time they don't really have that much amount of money, because it cost at least like a 1 lakh rupees per year. Okay, yeah, and that's the minimum price, by the way. uh, Include basically staying and food. Okay, yeah, in just 1 lakh rupees. Okay, rest of the money is actually So it really required more than 1 lakh rupees per year. More so at that time in 2016, I definitely know that my parents won't be able to allow me, and my parents won't be able to give me that much amount of money. So I was kind of like a somebody like I don't know what should I supposed to do. I decided that I have to go to the Bombay by myself without money, living in the street, living in the railway station, and do my things like I wanted to be a filmmaker. Yeah, but it's kind of like a something like that. Will I be able to be kind of like a something if I do kind of like a that stuff? Like if I went to the Bombay without any money and just I started living at the like a footpath or curve or any kind of like railway station, and then someday I will got a god job and things like that. Will I be able to kind of like a something became a filmmaker? Like I was actually thinking about that. Like, yeah, let's do kind of like some struggle at Bombay. Okay, yeah. So I was kind of like decided that. Okay, yeah. But I was actually deciding only from my point of perspective because I wanted to be a filmmaker. Oh yeah. I never really think about my parents' point of perspective. Oh yeah, what's my parents' point of perspective? My parents' point of perspective is that they want to be kind of like a somebody such a kid which is wants to be kind of like a somebody learn little bit amount of education and gain little bit about a job so that little bit amount of money that they should supposed to be on, like I should supposed to be on, as his child should supposed to be on. They didn't really expect from things something really good. Okay, yeah. As also if there's something really wrong happened with their child, how they should supposed to be like feel wrong. Example is this thing that came if I went to Bombay, okay, and who knows, there are like if I went to Bombay and something like that, can you able to can you able to say this thing that your parents will kind of like sleep it properly at home, that they know that their son means me, like I'm living in Bombay and who knows how I supposed to live in Bombay. Okay, yeah. Like like will my parents gonna get kind of like some proper sleep? No, they will not gonna get kind of like a proper sleep because they always knew their son is kind of like a somebody in trouble or some situation, and they always blame themselves because of that they didn't really support their dreams and something like that. So basically they will kind of like simply die just by living in something inside because I'm not listening them. So this is something really wrong. This is, yeah. In 2016 I done my kind of like assembly engineering diploma, okay, and I wanted to go to the Bombay. Okay, yeah. I was kind of like a something like I was not actually thinking about my parents' point of perspective. Nothing really at all. I'm just thinking about just my point of perspective that I have to go to the Bombay and started doing struggle and things like that. Then I try to talk with my friend. Okay, yeah, and he gonna kind of like point out that particular things, particular perspective regarding about my parents' point of perspective, regarding about everything. He tell me regarding about my parents' point of perspective that I already mentioned. All right, he also mentioned that what if you fail, okay, or what if that you don't really have that kind of like a something capacity, or you don't really have that kind of like a something strength to be struggle. Okay, yeah, because basically if I'm gonna say that I'm kind of like a living in Bombay street, basically just eating only one time of food and doing stuff and stuff like that, it sounds so cool, it sounds so kind of like a something like that emotional story. But when you try to live that particular thing, then it's kind of like something horrible. Have you like I haven't really kind of like a something done that much kind of like a something hard work in a struggle. It is lot of something really fucked up thing happen. Okay, like a like a basically saying this thing and doing that thing is a kind of like a something so much things. Okay, yeah. And might be I'm gonna kind of like a simply give up. He actually mentioned that what if you give up, like you went to the Bombay, you stay there for kind of like a simply 2 3 4 year, okay, and after all those things you fail and you came home, then probably you won't be able to become kind of like a simply filmmaker in rest of the lifetime, because in whatever they actually happen in last 4 year with yourself, in the Bombay, that trauma will not let you to be a filmmaker. Means like that the filmmaker enthusiastic that you have will gonna die if you just fail in the Bombay without any proper planning and things like that. Okay, yeah. Also, he mentioned regarding about filmmaking world. He mentioned that like a Bollywood is a kind of like a something very competitive place. There are a lot of things actually happen over there, like basically like a nepotism. It's a lot of thing. Okay, even if you have talent or even if you, and at that time I don't really have any kind of like a talent, nothing really at all. I just want to be a filmmaker and that's it. Okay, yeah. So basically, is this saying that I don't really have any kind of like a something godfather. I don't really have any kind of like a something money. I don't really have any kind of like a something network too. Okay, and as also I don't really have enough talent and nothing really at all. Probably I didn't really have nothing to be a kind of like a something really a filmmaker. So how do I supposed to kind of like a something be a filmmaker or kind of like earn money or like a like how do I supposed to survive in Bombay? Okay, yeah, it's something really not gonna possible. Okay, yeah. So he actually mentioned that there is kind of like a something. He mentioned all those perspective, parents' point of perspective. Okay, yeah. Then basically give up. Okay, yeah. Like if I something give up, then what will gonna happen? And then he mentioned regarding about Bollywood too. Okay, yeah. These are kind of like a something pointer that he mentioned. Okay, yeah. One of my friend. By the way, his thought process was really good, really great. Like I really admire his thought process, and he's really smart person, by the way. Okay, so he mentioned that. Okay, yeah. So I was kind of like a something like that. What do I supposed to do? Like, should I go to the Bombay or not go to the Bombay? Okay, yeah. So basically, he gave some sort of solution to me. Okay, yeah. That if you want to go to the Bombay, if you want to be a filmmaker, important thing is that money. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this thing, I'm not gonna asking too much amount of money. Yeah, I'm asking like a such amount of money so that you could sustain by yourself or you could survive by yourself in Bombay. So basically he mentioned that why don't you do a job? Okay, yeah, do a job for a year at somewhere like in the city or kind of like a nearby city, and whatever the experience that you get, use that experience to get a job in Bombay. Okay, yeah, then do the job in Bombay, simultaneously you do your filmmaking. So whatever the money that you will gonna earn from the job, that will kind of like a somebody help you to survive in a Bombay, and remaining amount of time that you have, obviously little less, but whatever the money that like whatever the time that you have, you will gonna learn about filmmaking things and something like that. Obviously if you start living there, so you will have opportunity to attend some sort of like a seminar or kind of like a ad filmmaking or shoot or set somewhere. So you will gonna work. Okay, yeah, you will not gonna face that much hassle like a struggle in Bombay and like a no. Okay, you will have kind of like a something basic thing as a food and shelter. Then probably you just have to be kind of like a grind about the filmmaking thing. Okay, yeah, his opinion was really right. Okay, his opinion was really right. And then I decided that I have to kind of like a do a job. Okay, and then I started doing a job. Okay, yeah, this is kind of like a simply one of the most crucial decision in my life. Okay, and probably this decision that I never really forget, never really forget. Okay, yeah, because it was one of the crucial decision. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that key sometimes na you like when you are try to take the decision, obviously you will gonna take the decision by yourself. Okay, because you are capable enough. But important thing is that na ki sometimes you really required someone to think about other point of perspective, because you just always think about your point of perspective and everything, but you don't really think about what will gonna impact on others if you took that decision. And like basically you just think about every point of perspective. The friend that he gave me that suggestion was like basically he was really smart person. Oh yeah, obviously he's really smart and he is really kind of like a somebody understanding about lot of stuff, emotional way and every point about every every point of perspective that he kind of like understand and figure it out stuff. Okay, yeah. So basically, is this thing at that time that decision, like how do I supposed to take the decision? Like basically at that time I didn't really kind of like did any effort. That friend is kind of like a put that effort. He kind of like a asked bunch of questions regarding about me that how do I supposed to want, yeah. And because of that decision I started doing the job. So I'm gonna ask this question: will the decision work? Okay, yeah. Did I went to the filmmaking? Did I? No, I just started doing my job, and then I stuck into the job thing, and this I never really went to the Bombay. So that decision went wrong, na. So probably is this decision is bad? Like basically you have to go to the Bombay. No, definitely not. Okay, let me tell you one thing. All right, yeah. The decision that I took in 2016 that I shouldn't supposed to go to the Bombay. This decision it's not wrong. Okay, yeah. It's kind of like a something right. Okay, yeah. Example. All right, yeah. I was kind of like I was actually thinking about a lot of stuff. Okay, yeah, why I failed, why I didn't went to the Bombay and something like that. Okay, yeah. I was actually thinking about that. Key, it's not my time right now. Okay, yeah. Means like that. Basically, I was actually thinking about that. Ki, let's go to the Bombay and let's be a filmmaker. Okay, yeah. Just write this. Like basically, I was kind of like a chasing the target that I want directly. Okay, directly means like that. Ki, like basically, this is my target, which is kind of like something far above. I just have to jump it. That's it. But I was not really kind of like a thinking that ki, there are so many steps and I have to walk on that step. The steps that I took right now to be a filmmaker, I have to get that step. What is that step? Okay, yeah. So basically, is this thing. I just wanted to be a filmmaker. I wanted to make film. I just wanted to make my film. I wrote the story and things like that. Okay, yeah. But in this particular process, I never really thought that ki short films are also a kind of like a something chance to be a filmmaker. Okay, yeah. And you don't really require kind of like a something high end equipment and things like that. You could start doing things from your phone. And as also if you want to kind of like represent whatever the target that you have, whatever the talent that you have, YouTube is a kind of like a somebody platform that you could kind of like do that. Dude, it's something that na ki like basically this short film kind of like a something idea came up after 4 year. Yeah, 4 year. In 2020, when I lost my job in the COVID, I realized that ki I could do short filmmaking. Till the 4 year, I was just wanted to be a filmmaker. Just wanted to make my film. That's it. I never really think about that. Ki there are so many steps that I could do to kind of like implement my filmmaking things to build my filmmaking career. I never really knew that. So problem the like basically is this thing that the decision that I took in 2016 that key basically whatever the get the job, whatever the job that I get, go to the Bombay, and whatever the money that you will earn from the job, use that money to be a filmmaker. Yeah, I decided that. Okay, yeah. But I didn't really implement. What exactly happened? Why I didn't really implement that? Because of that key there are a lot of hassle. Okay, yeah. It's not just a thing that ki, basically you just say and you could do. No, basically it doesn't really require a lot of kind of like a something went through a lot of things. Okay, yeah. Regarding about job, regarding about mental behavior, regarding about the challenges, regarding about everything na dude. Okay, yeah. You can't just say that ki, if I did a job in 1 year here, get experience and go to the Bombay. I tried that. I went to the Bombay, but it's just like that. The job they gonna offer is not really that good, and as also is this thing, the money is exactly nothing. And I don't know that. Basically, when I after I got my job, na, I was being really comfortable. Okay, comfortable means like that. Ki, I'm gaining some sort of money from the job and things like that. So why do I supposed to hassle? Why do I supposed to be kind of like a something learn about filmmaking things like that? Literally, yeah, I haven't really learned any kind of like a something filmmaking the 4 year, which is kind of like something available on the YouTube platform for free. That I could do that, but I haven't really did that. Why? Because the laziness, because of the comfort zone. Okay, yeah. Just like that na ki at the like basically at the age of 23, okay, yeah, I was kind of like doing the job, like basically 9 to 5 job, came home and just like watching bunch of movies and nothing really at all, and that's it. I never took any kind of like a something wise for my life, for my kind of like a sort of filmmaking. No, yeah. So problem is that na ki um like the decision that I took in 2016 was not wrong. It's a kind of like a something like experience. It's kind of like a simply figure it out for myself that ki who am I, what am I. In 2016 at the age of 23 I got a job, and I was kind of like a somebody just enjoying that particular moment. Like I'm getting money, I'm kind of like spending that amount of money, I'm living independently, and just like yeah, I'm just doing this thing kind of like a stuff. Okay, yeah. I take kind of like a somebody just be kind of like a somebody enjoying that particular moment. Okay, yeah. In I don't know, yeah. Okay, yeah. Sometimes na, the decision that we took, it does affect a lot. Okay, yeah. I am not saying that like basically the decision that I took is kind of like something wrong. No, the decision was completely right. If I went to the Bombay, this decision was completely wrong too. Yeah, because I definitely sure that I will gonna give up, because like basically saying this thing that I'm gonna doing struggle and kind of like a doing this thing, kind of facing that struggle is a kind of like a two different thing and two completely very different thing. Yeah. So yes, sometimes decision is kind of like a something shaping our life to kind of like a something going to the somewhere that we want. Okay, yeah. The decision that I took is gonna get kind of like is like a they the decision kind of like a somebody impact me in my life a lot. Like basically I understand regarding about the corporate life. I didn't understand about how does money things happen, how is kind of like a thing. It's a lot of things, dude. It's a things that stuff. Okay, yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is this thing regarding about like my decision making process and how do I supposed to take the decision. Okay, at this moment. Okay, yeah. Like basically, am I matured enough to take the decision? Yeah, I am matured enough to take the decision. Okay, yeah. Do I take decision wisely? Yes, I took decision very wisely because I've been fail a lot in so many things. Okay, in so many ways. Okay, yeah. Like whenever I took the decision, if that decision was kind of like a something very crucial, very kind of like a shape my life and everything. So I have to think about my point of perspective, like basically what is gonna kind of like some advantage that I get if I decided this. Okay, yeah. From my point of perspective, like what is actually advantage. Okay, yeah. Then disadvantage. Okay, like basically if I took this decision, then what kind of like some advantage that I get. If I took this decision, what kind of like a disadvantage that I get from my point of perspective. Okay, yeah. Then I think about my parents point of perspective, because in the end my parents are like I'm living with my parents and my parents are really connected with me. Okay, yeah. So I'm thinking about their point of perspective too, that key if I do this thing, what will gonna impact on my parents. Will be they fine, will be they not, will I be able to convince them or not, like their advantage and disadvantage. Okay, yeah. Okay, these are things. Right now I don't really have any girlfriend, so if I have it, then probably I would kind of like a think about her point of perspective, but I don't really have it. So yeah. Then another thing is that if I took this decision, what will gonna happen. Okay, yeah. Good and bad thing happen. Okay, write down what is actually good thing happened, what is actually bad thing happened. Okay, yeah. Then good thing happened. For that good thing, what kind of like a stuff do you require, what kind of like a something do I prepared for that. And if something really bad thing happened, if I did that thing, then probably like think about every point of perspective, that key like will I be able to achieve that thing, or will I like basically ask bunch of question while taking decision regarding about this and that, like example, yeah. Like I'm talking about very crucial decision. Okay, yeah. Crucial decision means like that key you complete your 12th standard. Okay, yeah. And you gain almost like a 87 percentage in HSC board, and you have a really good score. Okay, yeah. And you have bunch of college listed. Okay, yeah. Like where should you supposed to go. Like there is a college at your hometown. Okay, yeah. Then there is another college at Pune, and then there is another college at Delhi. Okay, yeah. So there are three colleges. Okay, yeah. These three colleges are kind of like a very complete different thing. Obviously, the curriculum activity is same. Like both the three colleges are kind of like something same. Like the you are actually deciding to go to the engineering. So the engineering that they are teaching right in here at hometown, the engineering that they are teaching in Pune, and engineer that they are teaching in Delhi is kind of like a something same. There is nothing really difference at all. Okay, yeah. Difference means like that, like a curriculum activity. Okay, yeah. Regarding about the teaching skill and kind of like something very different by the way. Okay, yeah. So you have to choose which college should you supposed to go, your hometown, your Pune, or Delhi. All right, yeah. So in that particular point of perspective, how do you supposed to took that decision? Okay, obviously you think Delhi is a kind of like something very right place. Why? Because Delhi is a capital city. Okay, obviously the standard of teaching was also really good. Okay, yeah. Curriculum might not be gonna different, it's kind of like a something same, but the environment that I will get in a Bombay was kind of like something really good. Okay, yeah. As also the campus selection, the companies will gonna hire so much amount of package which kind of like something benefit me a lot. Okay, yeah. While getting a job and things like that. Okay, yeah. And I will get kind of like something good influence. So in my point of perspective, Delhi is really right place to go to the college. Okay, yeah. Then I think about Pune too. Pune is a kind of like something in medium. Okay, yeah, in medium means like that. You will get kind of like something campus selection, something like that. But still, yeah. Then there is another thing is a hometown. Like basically, you have a job, you have kind of like something college, which is kind of like something at your city. Okay, yeah. So basically is this thing that you don't have to leave the city. Basically you have your parents, yeah, like you could go to the college and basically come back to home, meet your parents and things like that. All right, yeah. So which one I should supposed to be choose? Okay, yeah. Well, from my point of perspective, what do I supposed to choose? Okay, yeah. I will gonna choose Pune, not Delhi, not hometown. Pune. Why Pune? uh, Pune is a kind of like a something that ki I am bit really comfortable with. Okay, yeah. Delhi is a kind of like a something place that I am not comfortable. Why? Because first of all, I'm belong to the Maharashtra. My mother tongue is Marathi. Usually, I'm not speak that much Hindi well. Okay, yeah. And as also is this thing that ki going to the Delhi is a kind of like a somebody choosing such a location where I completely alien. Okay, that only that not alien but kind of like a something that ki it will kind of like a take me little bit of time to understand about things over there and stuff like that. Okay, yeah. Then another thing is that ki why I'm not really choose to be Delhi. Delhi is a very crowded place. Okay, yeah. By the way, Pune is also really crowded place too. Yeah. But what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that ki Delhi is really crowded place. Crowded place means like that ki like a like I'm saying that ki I am very talented. Yeah, not that much talented, but still the competition is bit really high. Means like that. Right now I'm taking almost like a 87 percentage in HSC board, but when I went to the Delhi, there are almost like a hundreds of candidates which have almost like a 90% or maybe 95%, which is kind of like something higher than that. So competition is literally higher. Okay, yeah. So there are so many talented people over there, and might be the chances that I get into that college was bit less. Okay, yeah. Another thing is money. Yes, like taking admission in Delhi, it really required a lot of amount of money. Okay, and not only just for the admission, I also kind of like some spend some sort of money on the living. Like if I started living in hostel, or if I started living at apartment and things like that, where will this money came from? Like obviously it came from your parents. Okay, yeah. So I have to think about that point of perspective too. Okay, yeah. So from every point of perspective, I think that Delhi is not real place. Like I will not gonna take the decision. I will not gonna take kind of like a simply admission at Delhi. Okay, yeah. Why are you not taking admission at your hometown? First of all, is that ki my hometown is a kind of like a something not really that big city. Okay, yeah. Means like that ki, like this is a kind of like some tier 2 city. Okay, yeah, we have kind of like some engineering college, and I will gonna get admission at engineering college. But probably the exposure that I get from the world was bit really less over here. Okay, why exposure? Exposure means like that ki like basically I will do kind of like some engineering stuff here, but when I choose to be campus, the companies that will came here is bit less. Okay, like they would actually prefer to be like think about company's point of perspective na, they would kind of like something hire student from very good college, and that good college came from Delhi or Pune, not from your city na. Okay, yeah. So probably the whatever the company that they will gonna hire you will be kind of like simply offer little less amount of money, and which is something that they work in kind of like a tier 2 city, which is something really not good. Okay, yeah. I am not kind of like a somebody emotional person regarding about my parents and things like that. Means like that, I have to stay with my parents and something like if I am that kind of like somebody person, then I would choose to be my hometown because I wanted to live with my parents and something like that. Okay, yeah. But no, I wanted to be kind of like somebody wants to achieve some certain kind of like a unusual thing, which is actually that I don't really understand, or kind of like something that key like I will gonna get kind of like some exposure from the world and things like that. So I will gonna choose Pune because Pune is a kind of like a some city which is kind of like a metro city, by the way. Okay, yeah, not that much population. Competition is also be there, but still I could manage. Uh, I am from Maharashtra, so Pune will not that kind of like a something really hard to understand or hard to kind of like a like a suck up that information and environment. All right, yeah. And also Pune is kind of like a giving Pune's IT hub, so basically I will gonna get kind of like a little bit exposure from bigger companies, so that I will get kind of like a something big packages. Okay, yeah. Another thing is that yeah, there are so much competition too, like basically regarding about there are so many smart people out there, but when I'm interacting with those all those smart people, then I also gonna improve myself. Okay, yeah. Like basically is this saying that if I started kind of like a somebody took the admission at my hometown, then probably all those people or all those students or all those candidates that I will gonna face is kind of like something little less competitive. Okay, yeah. But if I went to the Pune, it will kind of like somebody little more competitive. If I went to Delhi, it is even more. Delhi I can't afford, but Pune I could afford, so I will definitely go to the Pune. Okay, yeah. And Pune is not really that kind of like something expensive to live in. Okay, yeah. I probably kind of like somebody went to the hostel and kind of like somebody started living at hostel. So yeah. So basically, is this thing that when I took the decision, I will not gonna took the decision just regarding regarding about the what is actually good thing happened. I also took the decision regarding about future point of perspective. I also took the decision regarding about my parents' point of perspective. Also took the decision regarding about what is actually best for me, what is actually right thing for me. Okay, yeah. So that is the most essential thing. Okay, yeah. So this is how I supposed to took the decision. Okay, yeah. I know it's a kind of like something hard. Okay, it's not really hard to understand. Like everyone does it, everyone do that, everyone does it, and it's not really hard to understand. But still, you just I don't know. Okay, it's like that na ki probably everyone does it, but they don't really knew it. But like this is the kind of like some stuff that I think from every point of perspective. What if that you don't really have had enough money to go to the Pune or Delhi? Then what should you supposed to do? Should you do your engineering at your hometown? Yeah, then obviously I don't really have any choice to be that. Like if I don't really have that much amount of money, then I would probably take kind of like a something really college at my hometown. Okay, because money issue and things like that. So yeah, I would think about that. Like I will never take my parents as a kind of like something loan so that I would kind of like a teach. No, nothing really at all. Yeah, I think that key the education that I doing that I'm taking is kind of like a something that my responsibility. Like I don't know, yeah, dude. It's a kind of like a something that na ki like I never like I don't want to be kind of like some parents to be get kind of like a something hassle regarding about money regarding because of me. I don't know, yeah. It's a something like that. Okay, yeah. So if I'm being really emotional point of perspective, then probably I would kind of like simply do my engineering at my hometown. Okay, yeah. But still, yeah, Pune is not really that kind of like something expensive. Yeah, at the beginning it might gonna get kind of a little bit expensive regarding about the like finding a college and things like that. But still, after some sort of time, after a couple of months, I will figure it out everything. Okay, yeah. And basically, instead of like, if I don't really have any money, and if I don't live, if I don't really have any money, and I really wanted to go to the Pune and things like that, so what do I supposed to do? What I would kind of like some student loan. Okay, yeah. Like instead of taking loan from my father, like instead of taking my father take the loan from bank, no, I would take I would kind of like take the loan as a student loan for myself, so that I would kind of like simply pay some certain money at every single year, something like that to the bank, not from like kind of like simply parents. No, no, as a kind of like I would take kind of like some student loan. Okay, yeah, so that I could kind of like go to the, like when I have kind of like some student loan, then probably I would understand the gravity of the education and importance of that. So yeah, so it is a lot of thing. Okay, yeah. What I'm trying to tell you, that how would I supposed to took the kind of like some wise decision, think about every point of perspective, your point of perspective, your point parents point of perspective, if you have wife or if you have your girlfriend, include that her point of perspective. Okay, yeah. Then think about future, think about fast, think about what will gonna impact on everyone lives and everything important. Okay, yeah. And when you kind of like a suddenly have kind of like a ups and downs, because not everything is kind of like a right, because every decision that you took is good for you but not for the people. Sometimes you took the decision is best for the people but not for you. It's kind of like something, it's kind of like something slider. Okay, yeah. You just have to figure it out which one is kind of like something prefer to you most, and go through that. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of like a decision that you took to kind of like simply be better, be kind of like something decision wisely. All right. Yeah. So this is it. I'm gonna end here. Thank you.